welcome back. Today we're just gonna hang out and draw with me in my bullet journal. It's been a little while and I thought it was about time. On Sunday, I took a day where I didn't look at social media, I didn't look at my comments, I didn't respond to anything, I didn't send out emails. I just took some time for myself, and I figured while I'm doing that, I might as well record something so I don't feel completely unproductive. And so I started working on my bullet journal. I mean, why shouldn't I record it if I'm doing it and my camera's right there? I don't have to record with my phone every single time. So this is with my old camera that I used for my old videos. Something that I've been realizing is that I haven't been as artistic as I like to be. And it's been more and more this way in the last couple of years. And I've been kind of neglecting the creative side of me and getting into the side that's like, finish what you started, follow through, don't get distracted, just do what you need to do, just get things done, just push, even if you don't like it, just finish it. You need to finish things, you need to get things done. And there's pros and cons to that kind of approach to life. One thing you might notice in my older videos, if you ever look at them, is I have one video which is 5 ENFP weaknesses and what to do about them. And ever since I made that video, I really took the feedback that I gave to myself. I mean, honestly, guys, let's be real. I was giving that advice completely to myself, very, very literally. And I wanted to control myself, and I wanted to be productive, because the thing that people always complain about ENFPs and probably ENTPs, ESFPs, ESTPs is that we don't finish what we start. We start all these new projects and our follow through isn't always the best. And I've been trying to make myself something that I'm not, and I'm wondering, why isn't it working? What's going on? It's easy. I should be able to get these things done. Like, I know when I look at my list of things to do, I look at the list and I recognize how easy each of the individual pieces of things on my list are. And I know that if I just do them, they'll be done. And I know that I have enough time, and I know that I have enough physical energy to do them. So why am I not doing them? Well, recently I've had a conversation with my friend Crystal, who's also an ENFP, and we were talking about motivation and where it stems from, and she shared this thing by Manson, and it was talking about how emotion is the real motivator. Emotion, not getting motivation doesn't come from some external source. You can't think yourself into motivation. You need to feel something to feel motivated. And I haven't been letting myself do that lately. I haven't been letting myself feel the motivation. I have been trying to force it, and I've been trying to make myself something that I'm not. And the thing is, there's all these things that I want to do, and it's hard to figure out the line from which I should draw what is my part and what is someone else's part, and how involved do I need to be. Well, the thing is, if I want to do a lot of things, I can't really be that involved. But then if I'm not that involved, can I take any credit for it? And there's this spiral that then comes from, am I allowed to be involved in so many things if I'm not as invested as other people doing it? But at the same time, am I going to be fulfilled if I'm just doing one thing? And I have lots of great commenters. You guys always leave me really great things, and I really love hearing comments from people who are like me and have advice. And not to say I don't appreciate advice from other people who are different. I absolutely appreciate everyone's advice. But there is something very prudent about getting advice from somebody who knows how your brain works and has been there. There's something about that experiential advice that nothing can beat, at least for me. And they talk about needing chaos, needing too many things going on, needing a lot of things to keep themselves energized and motivated. And honestly, I think that's something that's missing right now. And people who are working closely with me, they say, "Yo, Michelle, you got a lot going on, girl. Like, are you gonna burn out?" But I don't think it's necessarily also my outside of work activities. I think I have enough of those, but I think part of what the issue is at my work, I do a very ISTJ type of job. I do the same thing every day. I pull the same reports. I do the same tickets. I say the same things to people. And it makes me feel like I'm not doing anything at work. And I have these other projects that I can do, and I have them all. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. But I don't feel motivated to do it. I'm struggling to find the willpower to do it. I'm struggling to take the time to get things done. I stare at a blank page for an hour and get nothing done. And it's frustrating because I know that I'm capable of more, but I also am not putting in any effort. And I think it stems from the emotional attachment. Lately, I've had a very negative outlook on my work. If anybody knows me more closely, they'll know that I've been considering leaving my job because I'm feeling so distraught about it, and because it doesn't give me what I want and makes me feel like I need to make it with my YouTube, or I need to make it with my writing, or I need to make it with X, Y, and Z. And the reality is I need to have more emotional investment at my work, which is something that has been lacking. And I'm worried about having emotional investment at my work because I don't want to get too attached. I don't want to be stuck there forever. But really, all I'm doing is making every day a chore, making every day hard on me. And I can go on saying how my job makes me depressed for humanity, and my job makes me feel like people are just all sad and depressed, like we have trouble keeping our attendance at bay, and we have a lot of people calling out and faking issues, and some people have real issues, and the managers are all feeling overworked and having to say the same things over and over again, and we're all cogs in a machine doing the same thing for somebody who doesn't care about us and only cares about numbers, and we're just little dots on a spreadsheet that mean nothing other than profit. And when we're not profitable, we're not worth it. We're not humans. We're not anything of value. And the reality is that's how business is run. And I have to truly believe that the only way to change that, the only way to make business different, the only way that we can make businesses run differently is by starting at the ground level and working that up. And that means taking personal responsibility for how we work and how we treat other people at work and how we treat people at the store and how we treat our neighbors. And it's so easy to get mad at everything that's wrong. It's so easy to just say, oh, all my issues are because of the world and none of it is because of me. Obviously, I'm suffering and the world is out to get me and the world's never going to get any better and I'm screwed and etc., etc. And I just think that kind of thinking is useless. It doesn't change anything. It only perpetuates an issue, and it affects how you feel. And lately, it's been affecting how I feel. Those kind of thoughts have been making me feel as if there's no reason to try, there's no reason to do much of anything other than complain and say that nothing's good enough. And the problem is, nothing will ever be good enough if I don't take personal responsibility. Something that you may or may not know if you're new, I am working on a novel series, and sometimes, especially lately, I was reminded by somebody and made me realize how bad this actually is right now. But originally, I was very invested in the idea of my story, and I got so caught up lately in the completion and the perfection of the story that I've been ignoring the point. The point of the story is not to tell a story. The point of the story is to make you think about things, to make you question the things that you think are normal, to make you question your approach, to make you question other people's approach, to make you question society, not to have a complete story, a complete action story, and not to have perfect writing, not to have pristine writing, but to have a moving story, a thought-provoking story, a story that shares my philosophical views without forcing them upon you and letting you decide what you want with the information that I'm going to provide. And my goal with the information I provide is to be as accurate and honest as I can be. Now, it's all hidden behind the guise of a sci-fi story, so there's technology, there's things that are impossible happening in the story, but one of the greatest things I ever learned about writing, and one of the reasons why I love it, is this idea that the truth is in the lie, and you have to lie to tell the truth with a novel. And it seems contradictory, but you have to remove the reader far enough away from the truth that they can see the truth without alienating them from the truth. There are things that definitely alienate people from the truth, and that's when you know you've had a bad story, but we're not going to get into that. But what I'm getting at is that I think what I've been struggling with is my own feelings and being too stuck on getting things done, that I'm not letting myself be excited. I'm not letting myself be elated and optimistic and running forward. I'm trying to make myself stable and productive. And I've been talking with some other friends recently about embracing who you are and not trying to focus on building your weaknesses to the point of where it's causing you stress. And I think that's what I've been doing, is I've been working so hard to build my weaknesses that I've been kind of shutting down my strengths, shutting down that part of me where people are starting to question what my personality type is. And honestly, that doesn't bother me that much. I think what bothered me, I think I wanted to be bothered by it, honestly, because I said that no one had questioned my type, and then immediately I had several people question it, and they all said a similar thing, which is that I am an SI ego person, whether it's in the first or second position. And I found that quite interesting because honestly, I have been very much so acting like that, very much so stuck in the finding the rhythm and completing things and finishing things and having my rituals in order to do that. And yeah, I'm a kind of person who needs rituals to do that, but part of why I'm doing this art in my bullet journal is because I want to have creative expression and get things done. But I don't want to force myself to get things done so much that I ignore who and what I really am, which is somebody who needs new. And on the outside, I know how annoying that sounds. Who wants to be around somebody who constantly needs new? Who wants to be around someone who can't stay consistent and can't stick through with anything all the way to completion? And the thing is, sometimes I will finish things if I can finish them fast enough. And if I lose motivation for them, they likely won't get done, but I'll feel this pressure that I need to get them done, or I'm a liar. And I think first and foremost, I need to stop promising to finish things and just doing things that I feel excited about. And it's scary because who wants somebody who they can't trust because they might get bored? But at the same time, if I'm getting bored, maybe other people are getting bored, and there's a reason for it. So maybe my boredom is actually a good gauge, not a bad one. And maybe that's a strength that I get bored, even though to most people that sounds terrible. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video today and hanging out with me while I ramble on about my problems. And the whole point of this being, I need to get back with going with the flow, and I need to step away from trying to control every aspect of my life, because no, guys, I am not an ISFJ, I am not an ISTJ. That doesn't work for me. Habits are good, they help me a lot with necessities, but for me to be truly creatively expressive, I need new, I need novel, I need to try things, I need to have new ideas, I need to go with the new ideas, I need to not put the new ideas on the back burner because I have other ideas going. I need multiple projects. I need to be almost on the brink of overwhelmed, which to some people, most people in the world, probably sounds scary, but for me, honestly, I think that is the environment in which I do my best and have my best work. Let me know how you can be more of your strengths and what you feel like you are good at down below in the comments. Are you somebody who is better at going with the flow? Are you better at planning things? Whatever it is, put it down below, and I want to thank you so very much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful, amazing, fantastic day. Bye!